I tried live arbitrage betting on sports yesterday using OddsJam, and I made over $1,800. That sounds pretty crazy, making that much money in one day, but honestly, with OddsJam software and the live arbitrage betting tool, this kind of stuff is possible if you do follow a few tips and tricks and use these guidelines to make sure that you're not making these big mistakes. So in this video today, we're going to go over a few tips and tricks, how I made all this money in one day and how you guys can do it as well. Welcome to Juice Bets. My name is Trevor. I'm really excited to go over this because I moved to Toronto for a couple weeks just so I could get access to, these books like FanDuel, DraftKings, MGM Bet, and, all of these books that are available, potentially where you live. And these are the best places to utilize, the live arbitrage tool. So we'll get into all of that today. Make sure you do like and subscribe because it helps the channel grow. And let's get into the video. So a few disclaimers to get out of the way before we get into the tips and tricks. Number one, to utilize arbitrage effectively, which is obviously taking both sides of a bet and making, a small percentage profit in between, you need a solid bankroll, right? So if you have a bankroll of less than $500, this is probably not for you. I mean, you could do this and, make $5 or $10 a day and build your way up. We have a great video on that actually, where you can go from $100 all the way up to $5,000 by compounding your arbitrage bets over a 100-day period. So it's actually doable, but this does take time. You're not going to get rich overnight. You're not going to make $1,800 in your first day. So first things first, you need a solid bankroll to really utilize this. But if you have a bankroll between, let's say 500 to 5,000, this is where you can really start building that bankroll to where you can get to a size, of 50,000 or 100,000, where, you're making thousands of dollars a day risk-free, these risk-free strategies like arbitrage betting, like live arbitrage betting, and that's where the real money is made. So first kind of disclaimer here, you do need a solid bankroll to actually make $1,800 in one day. I'm going to say that off the bat. Okay, just had a delivery, so the background may have gotten a bit darker, but let's talk about a few tips and tricks. I want to keep this video short. We'll go into more detail in the future as I live arbitrage more, because I'll be able to, actually get a bunch of volume in and really see how this works to a T, right? Understand the best way to do this. So off the top of my head, a few things. Number one, you need a good monitor setup, right? So you want to have multiple screens. I know some people, I've seen it on Twitter, are live arbitrage betting and arbitrage betting using their phone. And it works for them, right? It definitely works. But if you want it the easiest way and the best way to do it, the easiest way to do it, it's definitely having multiple screens, right? So for me, I'll flash a picture on the screen. I have two monitors set up here, and my laptop is on the right as well. Like I said, I moved here for a few weeks, maybe even a few months, to get access to this kind of stuff. So I've got a bit of a dingy setup here, but basically I've got a couple monitors and my laptop as well. And so what I do is I have OddsJam, the live arbitrage tool, on my laptop, and then when bets pop up, when the live arb opportunities pop up, I basically drag the one-click link feature on OddsJam into each monitor. So I'll go, DraftKings into this one, and then, MGM into this other one over here. And then that will open up the two, the two bets, and then I'll be able to see them clearly and understand, has the line moved? Am I good to go? What's going on? So that's the first thing. Is I would just definitely recommend, if you can, spend a couple $100, get another monitor, and make sure you've got 3 screens going, 2 at the minimum in my opinion, but 3 for me. I can do it. I'm gonna do it. It just makes it a lot easier. College basketball is the best sport and market to bet on right now for live arbitrage betting. Main reason is because it's just not quite as sharp as NBA, and then obviously NHL and NFL. Well, NFL is slowing down completely. There's no college football, and NHL, it's just, there's not really many opportunities because there isn't, unless someone scores a goal or something, there aren't very many line changes. So you want to make sure that you're looking at college basketball. That's the best sport to be live arbitrage betting, because there are tons of games, right? Saturdays, there's like 150 games. It's the best time to do it. and also you get a lot of line movement, right? And the line movement isn't massive, right? That's the most important thing. If someone scores a basket or something, the line will shift from minus 130 to minus 110, right? And so it'll move small increments. So if you do run into an issue where you place the bet correctly on one sports book but the other one moves, you're able to make it back by camping the line and trying to find a way to basically save yourself, right? And it's much easier when the lines don't move too much, as opposed to NHL. If you're trying to arb on NHL, it's probably impossible to make it back if somebody scores a goal, right? That line is moving from minus 150 to plus 130 or something, right? So that's the second tip I've got for you is college basketball is definitely the name of the game. And guess what? We're right in prime time for college basketball. The next 2 months or so, all the way to the end of March Madness, is definitely the best time to do it. So February, March, a little bit of April, it's perfect time to get into live arbitrage betting. Another tip, the OddsJam one-click link feature is a game changer for live arbitrage betting. It makes live arbitraging actually doable, right? Before this, it's super difficult to do it. You have to search up these bets, find them. With this one-click feature, it just makes things super easy. I'm going to show a video right now of how this works. Couple more tips before I end this video. Make sure you're checking your bets after they're placed. Let's say you get a great arb and you're happy. Make sure you go in and just verify, okay, are the odds, yep, they're good. Is the line the same, right? You want to make sure that it hasn't changed from 44.5 to 45.5. Make sure that line is the same, that the amount that you've wagered on it is good, and then you're good to go. So definitely make sure you're actually checking that. And then the second part of that is try to stick to round numbers if possible, right? So if you're looking on DraftKings, put down $200 or $500 on DraftKings, and then when you look to see how much you need to put on the other book, make sure that you're not using decimal points or cents, right? Try to round those numbers if possible, because it'll allow you to not get limited as quickly, right? Because the sports books will see you and say, whoa, okay, this guy's placing $540.31 on this bet. Why would he do that? He's clearly arbitrage betting, and they'll just limit you. So make sure you're rounding those numbers. And lastly, you do not have time to use the arbitrage calculator, right? You've got seconds to get these bets placed, so you need to understand the math behind things. And honestly, the best way to do this is just doing it, right? Start off with $10 unit sizes when you start live arbitrage betting for a few days, and really get used to it. It took me a few hours to get used to this and really practice it. And then on that main day where I made $1,800, that's when I was comfortable and I started firing. This was a Saturday where there was tons of college basketball. So make sure you're comfortable with doing the math in your head, right? And one feature I really like is on DraftKings, you're actually able to take the payout. So when you place a bet on DraftKings, let's say you put $200 in, it'll tell you how much the payout is, and then you can go to the other sports book and basically paste that payout into the payout of that one, and then it'll tell you how much to bet on it, right? And then you can round the numbers. So that's the best way to do that, is putting the number into DraftKings first, and then taking it and putting it into the other book with the payout. And then you don't have to do any math. But other than that, there are some sports books where you can't paste that payout in, so doing math in your head is good. Just get used to it, right? Do it a lot, and you'll be able to figure it out. Okay, a lot of information in this video. I appreciate you guys watching it. Definitely gonna make more and more tips and tricks. I'll screen share in the next videos and show you exactly how I'm doing it. Today, I just kind of wanted to go over, show you that I did make $1,800 live arbitrage betting using OddsJam on my first day doing it, first full day. It was a Saturday. I sat there for about 12 hours and grinded it out. So definitely 12 hours worth it, right? I mean, I don't even know what that is per hour. what is it, over 150 bucks an hour, I think. So definitely definitely a great gig. Hopefully I don't get limited too quickly, but yeah, I'm gonna make more in-depth videos. Today was just to kind of get you thinking about it, right? Because this is definitely an opportunity, to take if you have access to DraftKings, FanDuel, MGM, Caesars. Those are the main four you want to make sure you have access to if you're thinking about live arbitrage betting. Anyways, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Definitely stick around, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you guys soon.